Welcome to another CheapWineFinder.com podcast. This is Champion Dave from CheapWineFinder.com for a wine we wrote up on the Cheap Wine Finder website. That's the last time I'll say Cheap Wine Finder for a while. It's the Vin de Bordeaux B as in boy, by Fonbadet, Fonbadet 2019. And the reason I'm talking about it, it's a Trader Joe's wine, not exactly. This is a wine that is available on the internet for an average of $25 and as much as $30. And it's available at Trader Joe's for $7.99. So if you're going to buy this wine, go to Trader Joe's. I mean, it's a bargain. And why would you want to buy it? Well, Decanter Magazine gave it 97 points. Decanter Magazine is legit. 97 points is legit. This is a $25 wine that's selling for $7.99. The Fearless Flyer says that the vineyard that the grapes came from, this is 40% Cabernet Franc, 30% Cabernet Sauvignon, and 30% Merlot. You know, it's having the Cabernet Franc's a little bit different for Bordeaux blends, but not that much. And the vineyards were next to a first growth Bordeaux vineyard. And while the Chateau Fonbadet website does not specify that, one of their three vineyards is surrounded by Mouton Rothschild vineyards, and their first growth vineyards. So being next to a first growth vineyard is not exactly the same as being a first growth vineyard, but it ain't bad. So I'm going to take a sip and we're going to talk about this wine. Chateau Fonbadet makes high-end wines. They make $100, and up Bordeaux wines. They have a top-end wine. They have a second line, and this is their entry level. $25, $30 is entry level for them. So they're big players. And this is a wine that they said that you should cellar for no more than 4 years. And since the other wines get cellared for 20 years, what's 4 years going to do for you? Not much. You might as well just drink it. And as an entry-level wine, it's that's not a bad thing. I mean, more people drink entry-level wines than the wines that get cellared. So this is a high-end wine that you're going to be able to buy for $7.99 from an elite growing area, if not exactly the top of the Bordeaux vineyards next to it. I mean, that's good enough, and it's somebody thought it was 97 points, which for a drink it now wine is kind of spectacular. So what do we have here? This is if you're used to California wines, which are big and juicy and have, they're very fruit forward in the flavors. These wines, Bordeaux wines, are going to be more balanced, more lean. They're still going to have flavor, but they're not going to be, they're not going to be big and bouncy. This is going to be sleek and focused. I like big and bouncy too. I just took another sip. This is one of those wines you want to let open up. Pour it for pour a glass 45 minutes before you're ready to go. Swirl it pretty much. You want to get the full effect. And once you do, the richness of the flavors really kicks in. And like I said, it's not going to be the same as California. It's one of those things. I've been drinking a lot of California since COVID. Wines weren't coming in from Europe, so I drank a lot of California wines. And then you get this, and it's like, oh, this is completely different. I like it. And then you get sick of it and want to go back to California after a while. That's just how personal tastes go. But this is a delicious wine. It's got a lot going on. There's blackberry and there's blueberry and there's chocolate and some minerality and a couple of different flavors of spice and maybe some raspberry and some dusty chocolate powder. Yeah, it's a nice wine. It's sleek. It is balanced. It's got some dusty tannins. If a wine from France does not have tannins, or red wine there's something wrong with it. You don't want to, that's wrong. And actually, in California, they're starting to show the tannins too. For when we first started 13, 14 years ago doing CheapWineFinder.com I said it again. They try to hide the acidity and the tannins. It was like you couldn't handle the truth. But with coffee getting people liking, more bitter coffee, more expressive coffees, and hopped beers and everything. I think wine people are going, give them the full barrels, both barrels of what wine can do. So even California is starting to hit tannins too, and it's a welcome taste. I took another sip, so that just tells you, I don't get, like I said, I don't give stars, I don't give grades, but I do take sips. Yeah, it's chewy tannins. This is a nice wine. This is a well-made wine. I don't know how to put a 97-point wine into my brain. I don't really drink that often. I'm more like, do I like it or don't I like it? I mean, it's simpler for me than giving it that kind of points. But a $25 wine from a good producer, selling for $7.99, is something that you should, next time that you go to Trader Joe's, even if you're not a Bordeaux fan, you got to try it. I mean, why would you pass up a bargain like that? A 97 point by a decanter, a legitimate player, for a third the price. Yeah, you got to do it. Don't take it from me. Take it from your pocketbook and go out and buy it. So that's it for me, Domain Dave. This is where I have to ask you to like us where you like your podcasts, which is usually on the internet. We're going to try to change things on the website and start making it easy for you. But I think I got a Chardonnay from Santa Barbara, and I've got to tell you the whole story of Santa Barbara in a couple of days. But until then, stay safe and warm. And, well, that's it. So keep it cheap. Adios, and I'll be talking to you. Bye-bye.